Oh, you don't have to give away tool up, Adam.
Oh, I don't.
Come
Hello,
on, Adam.
everyone. Hello, welcome. I'm getting it up now. It'll be ready. Well, it knows that we're live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's up. We're good.
Okay.
We're good. Guys, welcome. Let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We are excited for our February planning webinar where we'll be talking about
Lessons for March.
lessons for March. So we like you guys to get ahead. We like to plan ahead as much as we can. And we hope you guys are enjoying the Olympics. Let us know, like, what's your favorite Olympic sport that you like to watch for the Winter Olympics? Hello. Hello, Sarah from Erie. Welcome, welcome. Yes, people hopping on. We're here in Indiana, northern Indiana. We still got snow, but it's gonna get warm next week, so it might all melt, which will be nice. And by warm, Connie, and I mean like 40s.
We had our one ice day, are like 20 degrees, and now we're back. Like the problem though now is like we start cool and we'll go from like 40s to 80s in the same day, and then it just repeats. So I was like, you can't dress for it at all.
If people post one of the events, do they get a link? What happened, Carly, with Winter Olympics?
No, if they say winter, it might come up.
Oh, winter, interesting.
But Winter Games is the trigger word that if somebody said, then it would send them the link. Yeah, so our amazing team member Emily got our robot assistant going. So if you type March in at any point during this, it will send you the free March guide of all the lessons that Connie Ann's about to talk about.
We're also doing a giveaway tonight, and the way you get entered for the giveaway is all you have to do is comment at any point during this video, and you're entered. Tell the people what they can win, Carly.
It's a bundle of books. All of the, like, what if you had
animal stuff,
animal eyes? What if you had animal ears? What if you had, our new one is, what if you had an animal home that Connie Ann just came out with for our new, that's one of the pre-K ones, right, Connie Ann?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I see some friends commenting March. I love it. Yes. So you should be getting a message with your
joining us
with your free March guide of all the lessons for pre-K through 5th. I think that's all we had. I'll turn it over to Connie Ann, get her slides up there. There we go.
Yeah, guys, we're gonna be going through doing all of your plans for
I see someone, some students have been enjoying the February activities. We love seeing all of your Winter Games photos you've been sharing in the Facebook groups. That's been fun to see.
Yeah.
So
all right, Connie Ann, we're gonna hand it off to you.
We are talking about March. All right, so if you're new to this, my name is Connie Ann Roussel. I'm originally from New York, now living right outside of San Antonio, Texas. I'm in charge of literacy and innovation at Randolph Elementary School and a curriculum developer here with Carly and Adam. If you ever have questions, you can email me at roussel@rfisd.net, and you can find me on Instagram at SimtasticMama. I jumped on this like ChatGPT bandwagon, and it improved my life, if you look closely, by giving me 3 hands to get things done. But here's with 2 of my girls, and then we have 2 older girls too. That's where the mama comes from. So like Carly and Adam said, our giveaway tonight is What If You Had Animal Parts? It is a 7-book bundle, and all you have to do is comment and you will be entered. We'll be drawing a name at the end of tonight's webinar. So here are our new pre-K lessons. So we are starting with pattern fish. And here we have like a little game for the kids. It's kind of like Candyland, that they'll be able to take turns and play a little game together. Then we are going to pattern bugs. In the guide, you will see the Amazon link for these cute little bugs. It's a little set that we found, and they are super cute. It's a good size for pre-K students to manipulate. There's also some bowls in there if you want to ever do a sorting with them. I thought that was a cool thing to add to our program that went along with this. But it also just has colored circles in there that if you don't have it for that, They can just complete the patterns using colored circles. Next, we're continuing with our pre-K centers, and we have alphabet this time. So in there, you'll have 8 different centers focused on the alphabet with all different fine motor skills that they'll be able to work through and go around. We've used them a couple different ways in our program so far. Sometimes we'll have them set up as traditional centers, and sometimes with our pre-K students, we may like divide and conquer with myself and our para doing them together, or we may just print out one and everyone's doing it at the same time. So really think about how that works best for your students. And then, like Carly said, we have our new challenge, what if I had an animal home? I just got these waffle type blocks for this challenge. I was looking up different things when I was making this. And if you haven't used them before, I think they're great for pre-K because unlike Legos or anything else that is going to clip together, it's really easy for them to just push it and then pull it apart. So if you haven't used those before, check those out. Kindergarten, we are going into a rock can be. So here they have all different rocks. There's a little booklet for them to talk about if it's smooth or rough, big or small. We give our students little magnifying glasses to look at the rocks, and they can draw and write about them in their own little reporting guide. Next, water can be. So this one is about collecting rain and the different ways that they see water used in their daily life. And then we have My Life as an Oak Tree, which is talking about trees, and then they get to make their own depending on how your students are. There's 2 different versions here. If you look at the picture, this one on the left, they also added onto there the different parts so they can cut them out and glue them on. And then you can make a smaller version, just kind of more fun with it. I already did this with my students just because, like we said, these are all suggestions, but what I like to do with these is see where my students are learning different things. And my kindergartners were doing this back in the fall about trees. So I had already done that, and they actually did really great with this lesson even early on in kindergarten, and with being able to cut and glue the parts on to identify. And then this one is super fun. What if you had animal ears? They get to pick the ears. We just use some sentence strips for this. And they're always so cute and excited as they're walking out of the room dressed as their animals. First grade, we have a new lesson for you. So here we have that great series by Andrea Beatty. Her new book that just came out is Billie Jean Pete, Athlete. And so with this one, we're doing some optical illusions. And on here, they're going to make an optical illusion where one side has the basketball, one side has the basketball hoop. And they'll learn about how their brain works, seeing an image when it changes back and forth quickly, how your brain keeps one of those images in slightly as it starts seeing the other one, and they'll actually be able to see the ball on the hoop when they twist it back and forth. In here, my recommendation is a thin straw, kind of like a coffee stir. Works really good because it's not going to poof out the paper that's on there, but still gives them a nice round surface to be able to roll that back and forth in their hands. Next, we have the 3 Little Tamales. So first grade, we're going into some fractured fairy tales. So here, instead of the 3 Little Pigs, it's the 3 Little Tamales, a little Texas side to it. And so just like in the 3 Little Pigs, they're building 3 little casitas, which is houses, as they go through that. And then we also have another little version, the 3 Little Pigs, an architectural tale, which takes them through some famous architects as they're going, some other architectural information in that story. Then next, we have an unplugged coding challenge with what if you had animal feet. So this one is kind of like hopscotch, where you're going to lay out the coding path. This is similar to what you saw last month with the Winter Games. But the different cards have different animals on it, so they have to act like that animal as they're going on the coding path. Second grade, Cactus Hotel is what we're starting on. So this is a triorama. So you're taking a piece of paper in the product. The instructions are in there for how you fold them up. And then they get to research about a habitat and write about it and then build it. We have Pebble Go at our school. So I always pair that with a little lesson on research. And realistically, it takes at least 2 times for them to do it, depending on the skills of your second graders. The last year I did it, I already folded the papers and cut the slit. So all they had to do was twist it and glue it, and it just sped up the process. So I would definitely recommend some prep on that to keep your class going. We're continuing about animals, and then we have Izzy Gizmo. So they're engineering wings to help Izzy. And then next, going into the bird beaks lesson. So looking at how all different beaks of birds would prepare them for what they need. So whether using chopsticks or tweezers or a eyedropper, how the different beaks of animals adapt to what they need and what they eat for survival. Third grade, we have our St. Patrick's Day Center. So there's all different things in here. Our favorite always is the Skittles graphing because they get to eat some candy. So they get the Skittles and then they can graph the different colors that are in their packets. There's some catapults in there. We've got some glyphs in there, bridge making, a lot of fun, different activities for them to go through. Or like I had said before, if you're just doing centers, it's a great thing to do during March. That's what our students will be doing on their library days. Next, earthquakes for natural disasters. And so these you're using like chipboard and heavy duty rubber bands. In the product, there is that link to those rubber bands because you're using large ones for this. And then by putting tennis balls in there, you kind of make this little quake board. So if you just pull one side and let it go, it'll shake back and forth, and they can test how strong their structure is. Next, going into fossils tell stories. In there, it goes over fossils with their students, and then there's all different fossil pieces where they can create their own fossil by cutting out the pieces and building their own animal. Next, we have another one in our set with what if you had animal teeth. So here they have some paper cups. I happen to have colored ones there, but you can also buy some white ones and let them color it themselves. But then they're thinking about the different parts of the animal that would make kind of like a super animal and putting those things together. Fourth grade, we've got this kind of exploration and Women's History Month theme going on. So we're starting with Margaret and the Moon. So they're making the capsule that is going to go to the moon. And they're building that with like straws and tinfoil and other materials. Then we have the astronaut with the song for the stars. And they're building a robotic hand with that. And then with I Am Amelia Earhart, we have some plane engineering. I like with this one also to reach out, since we're on the Air Force Base, try to get one of our pilots to come in and talk to our students. I think it's great making those career connections. Maybe you have a parent at your school that is a commercial airline pilot and would be able to come in and talk to them or Zoom or do something. Next, animal senses. Our book is What If You Had Animal Eyes? And here you can see that we have 2 different versions. We have our 3 ducks version where they're using the pre-cut out cardboard pieces and then the 3 ducks connectors to be able to put it together. You could do that with any makerspace material as well. Or like there, you could also use some clay and they can build it that way. And then 5th grade, we have basketball shooters. Even when I'm not doing this lesson so many times, this is the goal of my boys during Makerspace days, to make some kind of basketball hoop or football post or something like that. So they love when they're actually encouraged to do it and make some launchers to have basketballs going around. Ping pong balls, I usually try to get like orange ones so that they're a little more authentic with the idea of it being a basketball. Then we have the boy who harnessed the wind. This is also great to pair if they used to have it on YouTube and it got taken down, but it's on Netflix if you have options of getting to Netflix from your school. And you can show them some of the movie with it. Just a great connection of like the power of education. This was just a school-age boy who, it's based on a true story of their town being in dire need and in a drought, and how he found a old science book and was able to build a windmill and save his community. That took place over in Africa. I really like with 5th graders to try to bring them down to the idea of like the world and things around them and how much they have that is offered to them, and kind of make them aware of that and be thankful. Next, we have We Planted a Tree. So in this one, there's different criteria that the different plants are going to have. The way I did this, I coordinated this with the teachers in the classroom. I made a set. We just have 2 science teachers for the grade. So I made a set for each science teacher, and then they took them into their classrooms, and then they continued the observations with them as part of their science unit. So if you're concerned about not doing it because it's a longer observation, try talking to your teachers and see if you guys can partner on something like that. And then last, we have the Water Princess. A couple years ago, we were so lucky to have the author speak at the summit about her experience, and she had gone back to Africa. Georgie had gone back to Africa to visit her family and seen what her sister and her family were still going through with having to walk for water every day, and the water they were getting wasn't even clean. So she has a foundation now which helps bring water and wells and pumps to communities in Africa, so that that trip is no longer necessary, and then their water is clean. Once again, for the 5th graders, they are kind of like involved in so many things. So getting that idea of like, yes, you get to go to a water fountain and water just comes out. You can brush your teeth and water just comes out, and kind of having them think more globally about conditions that people still live in today. All right, so what's new? This has been our big project. We now have the Winter Games Family STEM Night. So I'm just going to take you through the different options we have. So Station 1, they have champion medal creation. So the templates for the medal will be there, and the students are able to decorate their own medal however they would like, and then they can wear it around at the event. Station 2 is flags of the family nation. So as a family, they can make a flag and they can proudly carry it through the evening. Station 3, race around the world. So we've got some geography in there. There are printable maps that have a couple different countries pointed out. And then there are cards with the country and the flag, and they have to see how quickly they are able to identify all the correct countries. Next, Station 4 is word games warm-up. So here they have the letters in Winter Games, WINTERGAMES, and they have to use only those letters in order for them to create different names. Or different words, I should say. Station 5 is the Bobsled Mad Dash. We've done some things like this before with dice. So now for this one, you're just using a paper clip and a pencil to make a little spinner, and they're able to do that. They can do that by themselves, or they could pair up with someone and do it together. Station 6, we have race to the right order, and we're focusing on Roman numerals since that's how the Olympic Games are written. Here you have that poster you can print out, if possibly enlarge, or just have sets ready for the different people competing. And this one we set up as a relay race. They can run down, pick up a card, bring it back, and then they need to put the 10 cards in order from least to greatest. Station 7, code with the slope. So in here, you have a skier, you have your start and finish, and then you have different gates for them to go around. Here we show it with Bebop, but you're able to use any robot that you have at school for your students to be able to complete that challenge. Station 8, design like a champion. So here we're using different elements of the Olympic Games, like pictured the podium and the torch, and they need to come up with a creativity challenge with their imagination to turn those into something else. Station 9 is our balloon blast speed skating. So here, what I would recommend doing is keeping the string set up with a straw already on it. Yes, use a full-size straw. We tested it out. It does not work well with a smaller straw. And then give your parents and families balloons. They can have their little speed skater. There's some other supplies for options, and have them build it right onto the straw. And then you could peel it off after rather than taking the string down on and off each time. But then, yeah, they'll undo the the clothespin at the back. And then as the balloon lets out its air, it'll shoot the speed skater across the string. Next, we have a popsicle peak ski jump. So here they're able to make a little ski jumper and test it down. This little track, it's like a Hot Wheels, but not Hot Wheels track, has suction cups on it that you can like put on a surface. Right now I have it in my classroom on a window, and then it has other pieces to attach on the end that I'm able to suction to the floor. And I've actually been using this, like today we used it with the luge, and the kids are loving it. It's a great long surface for them to be able to do it. And then in between classes, if I'm not using it, I just undo the suction cups, roll it up, and then put it to the side. So that is also a great find on Amazon. Station 11, cool curling, force and motion. So we have another curling activity, but here we're actually using these pre-made like rollers that I think they're called like shuffleboard rollers on Amazon. But you're able to have a little game going on 2x2 against each other, depending on where you're playing this. If you're on a table, you may want to put some blocks around, or you may want to put like a pool noodle or something around the table so that your pieces don't go flying off. Then station 6 is our simple ring toss, but it's also teaching them about the rings for the Olympic Games. And there is a printable poster that goes along with this that explains the different colors and what they all stand for. Station 13, color the Winter Games. So we have an addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division version of these. So on the top, it says a color. It has a simple math problem for them to solve. And then where they find the answer, they will color in the picture below wherever it goes. Then next we have our ice block builders. And here you're using your Unifix cubes or snap cubes to be able to build this. With this, the one thing that I did notice is the graphics are a bit colorful. The Unifix or snap cubes you have might not have all the right colors for it, but I just had our kids modify it and pick the closest color they could. But also on the bottom, if you're preparing and you want to make sure that you have all the color set, it does have them labeled for you with how many you need per page so you can have those organized. And then as always, we have our photo booth. On On here, we have different, like our goggles and our hats, our torch. This is great if they've made their medals, they can wear their medals. If they made their family flag, they can hold that in there. And then just had some flags in the background as a border to decorate it a bit. If you're not used to using one of our Steam Night products, in there's a lot more than just the centers and printables. We also have pre-planning events in there for you. We have a flyer that has an edible template for you, so you can change that up for your school quite easily. And then depending on how your school works it, sometimes schools like to have a little passport where maybe they either hole punch or they stamp or marker if they're going to the different centers. We also have an option in there. So like here where you could put the name of the teacher and maybe they win a prize that you hold a raffle after if you want them to turn it in, or just a fun way for them to see the different centers that they're doing. Here is also, we have those winter games in part of our Snapcube task cards available for you as well. And then here are just some other ideas for March. So last year we introduced our Trailblazer tournament. This was our like March Madness idea, but instead sometimes it's done with books or book characters. Instead we decided to highlight different STEM different trailblazers in STEM, scientists, engineers, so forth. So you can make a board. We have the small cards on here. And so what I do with these, I print them and laminate them, and then I have extra copies. So then say Bill Gates wins this week, then I post the next thing of Bill Gates over here in the bracket until we get down to our top ones. We do this on our school news each week to share who is competing. And then I just do a voiceover of the card to use during the news. And then I create a Google, a Microsoft form for my teachers. And they do a quick little hands up who you're voting for in their classroom, just submit their votes, and that's how we vote. But you also have a paper version in there if you'd like it. If you have a library, you could also just have it in there where students stop by and vote in their free time, and you can have it that way. And then all the different labels are in there for you, as well as those full-size pages with the write-ups about them. And we have, I believe, like 32 different people in it. So like we did this last year, but then we have all brand new 16 people that we're using this year. That's also a great way to make those connections with your teachers. Last year I tried for the first year and I pulled all the ones that were in our standards, whether it be science or social studies. And I let each grade level know, hey, I noticed in your standard, you have to talk about this person. He's going to, or she is going to be part of our Trailblazer tournament, and it can help them out with that. We also have, focusing on basketball, some robot coding on here. So there's different cards where they'll flip. There was a question about this in the membership with the football one. And so if you're using certain robots, it's not about going left, right, or so. It's about move. So think about if you have like a code and go mouse, a move would be each click of an arrow. So it's not about that they're just moving forward, because if you have different obstacles in there, they may have to move around. So if they had to go right and then forward and left, then that would be 3 moves that they were able to make. And then we also have in our How to Ghost collection, we have How to Catch a Leprechaun. This is something that's also good maybe to suggest that as a classroom teacher, you can have some fun by maybe setting up those traps at night and seeing, you know, what the leprechaun does in your classroom after that. Also, we have 2 creativity challenges this month. We have our March creativity challenges in there, and then 3.14 is Pi Day. So we also have some activities for Pi in there as well. that students can work on. So next we're going to take a look at our program in the Imaginarium. And so I wanted to go off, talk about one thing that I'm really trying to focus on right now with my students, especially with the winter games. So we were just doing the skeleton challenge 2 weeks ago, and I had our students drawing out their plan. These are kindergartners. And what I was really asking them to focus on is not just like, okay, what does a skeleton sled look like, but how are you actually going to make it with the supplies that you have? So here you'll see a great example of one of the students. Their supplies were popsicle sticks, straws, tape. Okay, so I told them they don't have to write everything out, but if they at least draw it and put, okay, T, here's where I'm putting tape. P, here's popsicle sticks. S is the straw. Just so they're thinking as they're planning, I'm not just drawing, I'm actually making a plan of how I'm using this with my materials. This was an also like, okay, my life as a teacher is complete moment with my kindergartners. So we were just using this corrugated board for them to test theirs going down. I set up a little ramp on a table. And so this team had done this and it wasn't moving very fast and didn't even make it down to the bottom. So I asked the team like, okay, how can we make it better? How can we improve this? And one of the little boys like, I think we should flip it and put the straw on the bottom. So even though this one is colored, that one wasn't. They decided to go back and color theirs. But you'll see now that this index card is flipped over, that the popsicle sticks are now at the top, and that straw piece, they moved to have it on the bottom, and they were so excited to see that it worked better. So with these challenges, I love that they are a bit shorter in time as far as builds and less complexity, because I'm really giving the students the time to, one, test it, 2, improve it, and then we're cleaning up earlier so that we actually have that time to share and talk about the lessons of what they learned. Here is my Canva tip for the month. So if you haven't been here before, I'd like to share something on Canva that I find is helpful. Last time we talked about if you had a sub and how to share your slides with the sub, but maybe you have a new sub that you don't know well, or you just want to make that connection still with your students and record something more in depth by you. So this is about how you can record directions onto your slide. So this way your sub is just clicking it, but you're giving the directions the way you want them to be presented. So in your slides, you are going to go to Uploads. Under Upload, you're going to click on Record Yourself. And then this bubble of you will pop up after you hit Record a Talking Head. So you'll come up there, you'll hit Record. If it doesn't work out the way you want it to, you can erase it and do it again. And then you'll save it and exit, and then that will be on the slide for you. Now, maybe you've gotten sick and your voice is not so good right now. There is also the option of a generative AI voice. So you can type in, or say you're doing this more independently. I know there are some schools that they don't really have snow days anymore. So maybe you have to send home stuff for your students to work at home, and you want to give the option for it to read it to them. Then you could just copy and paste this information right in here, pick an AI voice, hit generate AI voice, and then as they're clicking through the slides, it'll read it to them. Now, the first time I did this, I could not figure out what was going on. Luckily, I was at TCEA, so I was able to hop over to the Canva booth and ask them for help. And so that's what I pointed out right here. It comes in as an audio file right under the slide. So I didn't have my slides open the full way. So this whole part was cut off, so I didn't notice it. But yeah, so the generative AI voice will be right underneath there for you. Next, we were talking about member STEMspirations. So we love when you guys post on our Facebook group about things that you're doing in the classroom and how you're using them. So we just do a couple shout outs. So here we have Kelsey, who was showing her Creativity Hall of Fame. The Creativity Hall of Fame, if you're not used to that, 2 products that will be helpful for you is getting started with creativity challenges if you are brand new to us. And then we also have the Creativity Hall of Fame product. So everything is ready for you to print out. The way we use this in school is that we pick one a month. We give the students the month to fill out their creativity challenge, and then each grade level, a winner gets picked. Next, we have Kristen, and she was showing her kindergartners with snowmen at night for this challenge. They were building sleds, which was great too, because I did this one right before we got into the winter games. So the students were able to make some connections as they were doing their skeleton race or their luge, because some of the materials are similar and they already got the idea of how they're building a sled. Next, we have Kristen with Tacky the Penguin in 2nd grade. And here they're working on their project. I love the ripped paper and kind of creative part of this one too. And here, the Tacky the Penguin product is there. In there, there's also the options for you to print some different outfits if you want, but it's great when the kids use their own creativity to put those ideas together. Next, we have TJ. I love this idea that she took her curling target and put it on a pan, added water, and froze it for her students. I had not thought of that, and I think it was genius. I was so excited when I saw that. And then she decided that she wanted an Olympic ring to finish the picture challenge, so she made that. And she was a bit quicker than we were. We were in the works of it, but did not have it done. But now everyone can access their Winter Games Creativity Challenge. These ones are different than what is in the Family Night. The Family Night one is focusing on more of the symbols of the Olympics. And this Creativity Challenge is working on the sports itself. So you'll see here snowboard, curling, stone skis are some of them. And then often with our creativity challenges, we'll have a challenge where the circle challenge or square challenge, things like that. So here we have the ring challenge. So here's a 6-ring challenge. And then there's other ones increasing in difficulty for our students. So TJ, sorry we didn't get it to you quick enough, but it is there now for you. I also noticed I had some fast finishers with some of my Olympic ones. So if they finished their builds early, I had some of these printed and ready for them to go. So they could just come up to my desk and grab one and work on that before the class period ended. Our last little member shout out down here in Texas last week, we had TCEA. And I had the privilege of going to sessions with Denise and Melanie and hearing them talk. Shout out to our members for spreading STEM at TCA this year. So if you like what you're seeing and you want more, Carly and Adam have a special deal right now for 30% off. Now, you can use 30% off your first month, which is usually $15 a month, or you can apply that 30% off the entire year, which is regularly $144 for the year, or comes out to $12 a month. If your school will pay for it, you can also work with them to get a PO. If you reach out to them, they are able to help you with that. But we're constantly adding things, so it's definitely great. And with that in mind, we have some save the dates to you that add a little bit more value to the membership. First is our next webinar. That's going to be March 11th here, and we'll be talking about all things for April. But if you are new or not a member, you may not know about our summits. So each year we have 2 summits. We have a 3-day summit that takes place in July and a 1-day summit that takes place in June. All that PD is included in the membership for you. So if you have some summer hours that you need to do, or just want to extend your learning over the summer, save the date for January 23rd through 25th. It is online. And as always, those sessions are recorded. So if you are maybe on a beach enjoying the rest of summer on those days and can't get to Summit, you can definitely view the recordings after that. So this is your last call for the giveaway. If you have not commented at all tonight, please make sure you do that so that you can be entered to win.
Yay.
So like Connie Ann said, our next summit is coming up in July. And the 1-day summit is in January.
January, yeah.
Did I flip-flop that?
No, you said June.
I was
sorry.
close.
He is in June if you want to come meet us there.
Oh yeah, we will be at
yeah, stay tuned because we're going to do our drawing here soon. If you haven't commented, make sure that you comment so that you're entered. I saw maybe our robot responder might have been getting backed up. So some of you were trying to comment Winter Games and were saying that it wasn't quite working. So if you want all of the things that Connie Ann talked about, that's all in the membership. So if you comment club, if you comment March, you'll get that 30% off link in your inbox. Everything is in there. That's the best deal. If you want like a one-off thing like the Trailblazer tournament, or you just want the STEM family night, for the Winter Games, if you search Winter Games Family Night on our TPT store, Carly and Adam STEM on TPT, you can get one-off things. But the best deal is the membership. You get everything.
We got
all of our
everything
resources,
all
like
of
the training, all the summits.
Probably more than that. We stopped counting. There's just too many.
Okay, hopefully everybody has.
Okay, we're gonna do a giveaway, guys. We're gonna be giving away all. What do we? How many of those? Are there 7?
Yes,
I think so.
Yeah, we're going to be giving away a lot of books. Okay.
A lot of books. It's a pack, Adam. It's 1 pack of 7.
1 pack of a lot of books. Yes. And 1 person gets all of them. We're not giving them to 7 different people, but 1 person gets all the books.
Paula McCarthy.
Congratulations.
That's my mom.
What? That's your mom? That's you in that picture.
Oh.
That is me in that picture.
Your mom's not a teacher, right?
She works at a Montessori preschool, actually.
Oh, she can win then, I guess.
We'll send them to her.
You know what? We'll do another one too. We'll do.
Let's do 2. We will give away 2. We'll give her 1, and we'll give 1 to somebody else.
That's so funny.
That's hilarious. Okay, we're gonna let somebody else be a winner as well.
So they don't think we just rigged it so Connie.
Yeah.
Gonna come up early and, oh,
that would have been funny. I just saw it. Oh, Sarah.
It has come up as us before, which is
congratulations, Sarah.
Yeah, so you also win. We're gonna send books to Sarah. We'll send books to
Connie Ann's mom
as well. So congratulations to our winners. Send an email to info@Carly and Adam blog, and we will send those over to you. Yeah, there we go. There's the information. Congratulations.
Okay, friends, we will see you next month.
Yeah, March 11th.
Today, exactly.
Have a fun Valentine's Day. Enjoy the rest of the Olympics. Watch lots of curling. You know, we just leave it on in the background when we're working or doing whatever with our kids. And they're like, we hate it, but we do it anyway.
Trying to teach them. Oh, I also made them, before the Olympics, I made them watch Cool Runnings. So I think they might be excited to watch the Jamaican team on the bobsled. So
they're like, is there bobsled tonight? It's like, I don't know, not yet. All right, guys. We'll see you next time. Have a good evening.